There's one thing local Utah teams haven't seen on the court this year. It's 8 feet tall, it's green, and it can dunk a basketball. You guessed it, it's a Tiger Frog. The San Antonio Spurs led the Utah Jazz by 15 points in the first half, but after the break, the Jazz came out firing, outscoring the Spurs by 18 in the third quarter.
Our top story today, a Utah County man serving in the Army died Friday in Afghanistan. Daily News reporter Brendan Hardigan spoke with the soldier's family. Brendan?
A family in Saratoga Springs mourns the death of Private First Class Kimball Hahn, who died on the battlefield Friday after enemy forces attacked his vehicle with an improvised explosive device.
I'm glad that I have 3 little girls, and I'm glad that they got to know him and got to see that strength and courage that he had to go and fight for our freedom.
Family members and friends have been mourning the death of Private First Class Kimball A. Hahn. Hahn's decision to join the Army was well respected by all who knew him.
He wanted to get some discipline in his life. He wanted to have some meaning in his life, and so by going into the Army, that was giving himself meaning and giving himself purpose.
Although his family has found comfort in spending time together and praying, they said that laughter has been the best medicine for coping with Hahn's death.
I used to tell everybody, you know, we were supposed to be twins, but my mom couldn't handle us both at the same time.
Hahn and his brother Jared were the oldest of their parents' 8 children. They were always looking out for their younger siblings, and the family says they'll always look back on the fun Hahn and his siblings had together.
I mean, I remember at Disneyland even, they'd put their arms around me like, if they saw a guy looking at me or something, they'd put their arm around me like they were my boyfriend or something so that they wouldn't look, but they've always been protective of me.
Funeral services for Hahn will be held Saturday in Saratoga Springs. He lives behind his wife and 3 stepchildren who say they will always honor him for serving his country.
He's just the ultimate hero to us. And that's how he'll be remembered, as a hero.
On the day of his death, Hahn was with Army Specialist Eric Lemke of Florida, who was also killed in the explosion. They were assigned to a battalion out of Fort Carson, Colorado. Back to you, Erica.
Thank you.
Lions and tigers and cows, oh my. Local Utah teams played against the mascots this weekend with the players taking on their furriest opponents ever. The mascots talk a good game, but they didn't show up on the court as they got beat every time. Eat more chicken is right, because there wasn't any beef left after the slaughter the mascots took on. Despite getting blown out in every game, the mascots did gain the respect of the Timpanogos High School basketball team.
These guys are pretty good for a mascot suit, though. I mean, that's got to be difficult.
There's one thing local Utah teams haven't seen on the court this year. It's 8 feet tall, it's green, and it can dunk a basketball. You guessed it, it's a Tiger Frog. The Ballers loved playing the mascots, but everyone knew there was much more to this game than just ball handling.
I'm always up for helping other people out. It's always fun for me.
The Habitat for Humanity raised $350 from the event, and the money will help build houses for Utah County residents in need.
I just feel really privileged to be able to work with Habitat for Humanity. It's a great cause, and it's been really rewarding, and it's really fun to see the community come together and raise money for such a great thing. Just let them take it from here, okay?
No problem. Brendan Hardigan, BYU Daily News, Orem. Western Conference Player of the Week Carlos Boozer and the Utah Jazz attempt to do something they haven't done in 11 years, beat the San Antonio Spurs 3 times in the regular season. The Spurs, who were led by a career-high 28-point performance by Matt Bonner, dominated the Jazz in the first 24 minutes. The San Antonio Spurs led the Utah Jazz by 15 points in the first half, but after the break, the Jazz came out firing, outscoring the Spurs by 18 in the third quarter. Deron Williams led the turnaround by scoring 15 of his 17 points in the second half. With a 1-point lead and 10 seconds left on the clock, Boozer went to the line to try to finish off the Spurs. Boozer is the player of the week, so surely he would be the player of the last 10 seconds, right? Right?
The first one I knew I rushed a little bit, so the second one I swear I put it on everything I love. I swear I put it right there, and it went in and out.
Luckily, Mehmet Okur came to the rescue by making 2 free throws with a second remaining, giving the Jazz a 3-point victory. The holiday spirit must be in the air in Utah, as even Jerry Sloan appeared to be unusually jolly about his team's performance.
I'm really excited for our players. I don't get that excited very often, but I was excited for them tonight because I think they needed that to try to move forward with the way we've been trying to play.
Brendan Hardigan, BYU Daily News at the Energy Solutions Arena.